Today is day 55 out of my 100-day project, Thirst of the Valley, which is an RTS RPG game for 2026. I'm not sure it's gonna be like a full game after these 100 days, but the progress I've made in 50 days, like a little bit more than the half, is crazy. I've done like I'm impressed because I've also taken 2 weeks off. I've basically worked for 40 days. It's crazy. Like all the features, it's just insane how much I've been able to put into the game. I started with adding items to load like item JSON, and after I did that, the more I worked with it, the more I felt like all of my systems need to work like this. It doesn't make sense for me to write anything or add anything by hand. Everything should be just centralized loading. Everything should just be one big JSON file. Okay. So the more you work with structs, the more you work with JSONs, the more you work with DS maps. I mean, oh my god. Anyways, I've made so much progress and I want to show you it all, which is very crazy, but I hope you have like 10 minutes for me and I will show you a lot of the stuff that I've added. Let's start with the JSON stuff because I just want to briefly show you it. The way I've made it is very modular. You can add like you could if you sit one whole day and just add items, all you need is the sprite. And if you sit one whole day and add all the items, I bet you could add like 200, 300 items in one day to the game. Now I make all the sprites myself, so it takes a little bit more time, but it's just perfect. Like JSON is perfect for a game like this. And the same with the item spawns. I left some of them open because I wanted to show you how easy. I've already mapped them out, so the chords are correct, but the item name is wrong. So I just wanted to show you how easy it is for me to add items. Potion vial, potion heal. Okay, we only have a skull mask. So I'm gonna save and we're gonna load into the game. This is amazing. It's amazing. And I have so much custom ability. As you can see here, the AK is an AK. And if I were to spawn just the AK by itself, it's gonna say AK. But I've made this one custom, okay? Which is the fantastic thing about how I'm loading it with structs. And structs is so great for a game maker. Anyways, check. Old Rusty. It doesn't say AK-47, it says Old Rusty. Okay, I pick up Old Rusty, I examine it. It says damage 1, so it's very bad. You don't even have to pick it up. You can examine it. It says damage 30 for the Luger. Okay, let's go pick up the Luger instead. But now you have custom items, and you could upgrade the items, and you could break the items, and you could add scopes, and you can do more. The player could infinitely upgrade this item to be like 1 million damage, but yeah, you could, which is really cool. The system is maybe the items, yeah, it's adding, yeah, okay. Like you can see, it's pretty much just point and click right now. You pick up the items. But as you see, it works perfectly. It works. I made all this inventory, I equipment stuff. Took so long, but it's perfect. It's perfect. Look, the character even upgrades. Like you can. Of course, it's it's fucking janky shit, but it's not very impressive because it's not animated or whatever. But for what it is, in just this short amount of time, I actually managed to make it quite interactive and custom. Like you could make so much custom configurations. You see, this guy has jeans on, dude. One of the things I added recently was the bunker, right? So let's go into the bunker. Since it's gonna take too long to show you the bunker in game, I'm gonna like briefly guide you through what we have here. And it's gonna be a little bit different between the bunkers, but it's gonna be mostly like these elements or these rooms, and so you get the feeling. This is the player bunker, right? So, but we have the med bay where the player can heal up. He can talk to an NPC that heals him, a doctor or something. He can interact with pretty much everything, right? We have the storage, centralized banking system for all the bunkers, so you can deposit items here and you can withdraw them in another bunker. And this is the the train station. You can fast travel to other bunkers when you have unlocked them. We have the pump room. We have the electricity generating room. We have the stores. We have Com Central. We have I really wanted to work hard on the immersion, right? So even if it's just a flat 2D game, but I still wanted it to be a little bit more than just walk here, do that. I wanted the player to be able to experience this is a proper bunker, right? I think it has most of the stuff that's needed for long-term survival. Obviously, it all depends on this very fictional electricity system, but let's just go with it, okay? We have the kindergarten, right? When you have kids, they need to go to school, and then when you're a little bit older, you can go to school too, and you can become a little bit educated or skillful in different stuff. The player is gonna maybe be able to interact with these rooms. I'm thinking if he wants to play a single pawn, even if he wants to play the brute, which is just to break the lock, But if he might want to be able to hack the monitor or hack whatever, hack a turret or something, and then in that case, you might want to have some way to do that if you're playing a single pawn. It won't be a problem if you're playing multiple pawns, which you can recruit. If you only want to focus and play on one, you're still going to be able to finish the game in different ways. This is a big maybe because yeah, it's a bit out there, but yeah. We have the gym, same reason, uh, mostly for immersion, but I still want the geek characters to be able to train up their strength and maybe brute force a lock if they had to. We have a washing room, which if it really makes sense when you think about it. How would you have all of this and no clean clothes? Impossible. You need to have a washing room. So you can wash tainted clothing. Yeah, mostly just tainted clothing, right? So if you kill someone and you loot their armor, it's gonna be tainted. But instead of selling it to a pawn shop, you can clean it and you can use it to not get any negative bonus. Like you could still kill someone and take their armor, use it, but then everyone you speak to would know you have tainted armor on, and everyone and your character is gonna have a negative buff saying you wearing dead people clothing, or maybe maybe there's gonna be a class that likes that. Who knows? And we have the restaurant cafe area. So I really tried to work hard on making most of the rooms that make sense for a long-term survival bunker. One thing that's missing here is food production. And yes, I have thought about that. This is one this is one of the things that the other bunker systems are for. Okay, so one bunker like this is specialized for colonies. This is a civilized or education bunker. Okay, and then maybe when the characters in the bunker turn a certain age, they get sent off by the train to the farming bunker, and then there's gonna be a like bunker, but it's gonna be, instead of having this social thing where you have education and everything like this, is mostly gonna be just a big underground farm. The whole story is the overseer says, "Hey, I've tried contacting the farmer bunker, and they are not replying. Our food is running low. Our water is out. We don't have any water. We don't have any food. Uh, I can't get a hold of the other bunkers. You need to investigate for me, please." And that's the setting here. So when you get to the farmer bunker, they're gonna say, "Well, we don't have any water either." You know. So this is gonna be the premise. You're gonna need to figure out a way to restore the water, and when you restore the water, you get the bunker faction. You get the bunker faction approval, so you can fast travel between those points of the bunkers which you have unlocked. After working on it for 55 days, I feel like I've made a lot of progress. It's actually only 40, as I said, but yeah, I'm not a cheater. So 55 out of 100, go.